All right, welcome to Mindset Monday. And the topic today is the power of expectation and gratitude. So, a lot of times it's very easy for us to miss the blessings that are right before our eyes because many of us have built a relationship with negativity, hurt, pain. And some of us have even gotten comfortable with unhappiness, with negative self talks, and even with expecting bad things to happen. And some of this is just inherited because some of us grew up hearing, oh, that's just too good to be true. Don't tell me that shit. Okay, I said I gotta get it together. I gotta, y'all can tell I get, okay, let me get it together. I get peeved because we have been conditioned and then they was conditioned and then so now we are dealing with generational negativity. And I get it. For me, like I'm Gen X, my mother was silent generation, but a lot of y'all too was raised by baby boomers. Well, them people was in civil rights. They was having like my grandparents' crosses burned in yards and integrated schools and water. So they had a very negative perspective on life, and they passed the hurt around. And some of it, they thought they was protecting you because of the inherited dangers for you in America. So I think that they may not have necessarily been trying to program you to negativity, but the end result was the same. I know you all have heard the road to hell is paved with good intentions. I think that that is what they were doing. But for somebody to tell you something is too good to be true. So what does that do to people who are good? I know somebody might have had a good man, somebody who was real nice and sweet, and you was questioning everything about him. Wait a minute. Or you could never get comfortable with him because you was waiting on the hammer to fall. You was waiting on him to cheat. You was waiting on him to lie. You was waiting on the 5 million babies that he didn't tell you about. Because I got a cousin that got 25 babies. And he don't tell nobody. So we also been things, hear stuff like, don't get your hopes up. Well, why not? Even though I don't believe in hope, I believe in it's just gonna do it. Let's do it. I ain't gonna be, I can't, first of all, sitting around hope mean I gotta wait on something. Come on, I gotta, let's get it going. Let's do it. Let it cook. But also, America has perpetrated so many horrible things on so many various groups of people. Most people would be like, because I am black, I don't even people African American. I don't identify as African American because I don't know shit about Africa. I mean, and I'm quite sure that they are quite lovely, even though a lot of them think they better. I know you don't think you better nobody coming over here mustard, but okay, I'm gonna leave that alone. I ain't gonna start my nonsense anyway. But we have had so many atrocities, different different groups even. It's not, America has not been cruel to just black people. They have been cruel to women. They have been cruel to people of different sexual orientations. It's just has had a lot of cruelty. All that nonsense that's on the Statue of Liberty, be like, oh, I'm gonna get y'all the side. And first of all, can we get a gift receipt? Can she get a makeover like Aunt Jemima got? Because it really looked like a man in a robe. She got some strong features. She's a little strong in the face. And she wear about a size 14 shoe. Okay, but I'm going to leave that alone. But we have also been programmed to expect the worst. This is a learned behavior to protect yourself, to as a way to brace yourself for the disappointment that you've been programmed that's going to come. As far as like for Black people, oh, you got to get your education because you got to be twice as good to get half as much as your counterpart. Because there's so much unfairness and inequality in the United States. It's a shame that these are the types of things that you have to prepare your children for. So a lot of times we have been socialized to prepare for the worst. And you're going to find it everywhere around you. And a lot of it is subtle, and some of it is even in your face, and you don't realize it. It's a bunch of us that grew up watching Good Times. The thing to Good Times is the absolute worst songs, and they had it on repeat every week, programming us to be laid off, to be happy to be in the housing projects, scratching and surviving. And then they're going to say scratching and surviving, and then say good times. So you trying to program me to be happy about struggle. And after you keep being programmed to this, you begin to expect the worst and you don't embrace the good. So this morning, I want this to be a Mindset Monday where we do a shift to developing a relationship with goodness, to build a relationship of expecting the best, to build a relationship that we deserve goodness. I also want us to start calling it in. Happiness come to me now. Wealth come to me now. Joy come to me now. The love come to me now. Miracles come to me now. I want us to start building a relationship with goodness. Because when we give thanks, so also we need to pair the expectation of goodness with gratitude so we can get us a better winning recipe. So we can fall back in love with good. Because gratitude is how we anchor our blessings. Now, next, I don't want you to just practice gratitude. I want you to practice goodness. I want you to practice happiness. I want you to practice self-forgiveness. This a big one. And I used to suffer from it too, where I would beat myself up. Oh, if you had a did this. We can just start with me with that laptop millionaire. If I had started and finished and continued and maintained in 2011, my life would have probably been a lot differently. And I get that people gonna be like, oh, life happened the way it's supposed to. But life is also about choices, and I chose wrong. So I also want you to start practicing being complimentary towards others. It's a lady on TikTok, and I think she goes into like Walmart, and she just walk up to just random men, and she says, "Oh, you're so handsome. Why are you not smiling?" And usually, a lot of those men, when they smile, it literally transforms their whole look. but you don't know what they're going through. You don't know that if their heart is heavy. You don't know what their insecurities are, or if they've even been the recipient of any kindness. So why do I want you all to practice being complimentary? Because life is a boomerang. When you start putting out goodness, you're going to start getting it back. So I want y'all to start practicing being complimentary. One of the things that I do to practice being complimentary is like if I'm scrolling on TikTok or even if I'm on IG, because a lot of times I go to IG for ideas and things of that nature. But if I'm scrolling, I'll look at the creator and I'll say, oh, okay, she has beautiful eyes, or he has a nice smile, or that's a nice outfit, or her hair looks nice, or he looks really clean, or he looked like he smelled good. But I always will do something complimentary, and it won't be for everybody, but some of them I'll just say a prayer. Whatever they're going through behind that camera, God, I ask you to give them a healing and send them a blessing. What am I doing? I am practicing goodness. Even like if I'm walking down the street, I may see somebody. Well, women, we do it to each other a lot. Men, they don't get that option. We can come over there and be like, girl, that dress is dressing. And we know. Thank you. You have a good day. You too lovely. Men can't say that. Men can't be saying, oh, dude, those sweatpants be sweating. They'll be like, what? Then the fight about break out. So it's a different relationship for them. And I'm glad we have the ability to be able to be good to one another. I just want us to practice it more. But I want you to exercise goodness, exercise love, because we never know what a person is going through. Like if I go to a store and a cashier is rude, I'm like, are you okay? And then if they double down with nastiness, I just leave them alone. And I have changed because the old me will be like, I'm gonna knock this whole cash register. Oh no, I'm glad that God has changed the way I show out, because people need their healings from their hurt. And a lot of times people ain't no different from you, because a lot of us are walking with heavy hearts. A lot of us we can't even really attract what we want and desire and deserve, because the very thing that we want to attract, our disposition, our facial expressions, our body language is repelling it. The reason why I'm asking you all to practice happiness, practice joy, practice goodness, practice all of these good things is because I want you to be able to start attracting who you are. It's not easy to always do unto others as they do unto you, but I will tell you this: only do unto others as they do unto you. We need to do that only when it's good. Because I used to be like, oh, do unto others as we do unto you. Oh, well, that's my carte blanche to hit them with an eye for an eye. No, just let them have it. You have a good day. So this week, I don't want y'all to just practice gratitude. I want y'all to practice goodness. I want y'all to practice joy. I want y'all to practice that kindness. I want y'all to practice grace. Because a lot of times we're going to have to give people grace. because we don't know the backstory. I had one of my girlfriends tell me some things that was so horrible that what her grandfather and her and somebody who was our friend, her that's supposed to be our, my friend, her aunt, what her husband was doing to her ever since she was 5 years old. And a lot of times she would be appear angry. We don't know what has happened to people. So try to use an empathetic heart. Try to practice love every day whenever you can. If you see an opening to practice love, take it. If you see an opening to practice goodness, take it. If you see an opportunity to give grace, give it because you would want it for yourself. So I want you all to practice speaking good over yourself and your people and people around you, people that you don't know. A lot of times I will walk over to my window because I can see all the way out through the city. And I will literally just look at the cars go by and I'll say, God, please give each and every person travel mercies and allow them to get home to their loved ones. I don't know them people, but I know I got the heart of God. So I want you to call in the good, not just for yourself, but others around you. And I also want y'all to be a little bit more intentional because most of us, we wake up in the morning and we thank God, and as we should. But what about the rest of the day? Sometimes we get so busy with the day to day that we overlook the good things that God does for us each and every nanosecond of the day. So if your direct deposit hit on time or 2 days early, thank you, God, more please. So like for me, if the elevator worked, thank you, God, more please, because the thought of me walking up 11 flights of steps. So thank you, God, more please. Your car cranked up. Thank you, God, more please. Everything was functioning in your body. Thank you, God, more please. Your feet carried your ass or asses like me. Your back held you up. Your central nervous system hurt you up. Your respiratory system held you up. None of these things failed you. Your liver, your kidneys, all of these things worked hard for you today. Your heart worked hard for you today. Pumping blood through all of these arteries. And it's doing its job. Even though we put wear and tear and we do all these things that's even harmful to our bodies and our minds and our thoughts and what we see here and the things that we consume. Our bodies still don't turn on us like a mother-in-law. So thank you, God, more please. And I need y'all to start celebrating good more. What do I mean? When somebody asks you, how was your day? What do you say? And I'm guilty too. Good. It was good. But let some shit happen to you that was bad. Girl, you ain't gonna believe what that da 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 did. His blankety blanket, da 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 da. You will literally be on the phone and go for hours or 30 minutes or however long to celebrate something bad. But if somebody asks you what was good, you will not, you will just say, oh, my day was good. You won't say, you know what, I had a great day today. I had travel mercies, you know what I'm saying? I went to lunch, you know what I'm saying? I went to work. I didn't have to super sock my boss in the head. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have to give her a flying kick to the throat. It was beautiful. I had a wonderful day. My lunch, it turned out my lunch order was good. You know what I'm saying? I feel pretty good today. Very, very grateful. We will magnify the negative parts of our day and we refuse to celebrate the good. And we definitely not going to elaborate. So start elaborating. And that also going to weed out people who ain't shit in your life. I'm just going to be honest. Because if every time they call you and you celebrating the good, they're going to be like, what's wrong with her? Because they are used to celebrating the negativity. Also, some of them like for you to have a bad day because a lot of y'all are friends with your adversary. And I'm going to air quote the friends because that's a stretch. So I need for y'all to magnify the goodness the same way you magnify the negative. Because when you call in goodness and gratitude and kindness and joy, you're acknowledging God's blessings that has been bestowed upon you. And all God can do from that point is continue to multiply it. Why do you always hear me, y'all? I tell y'all, thank you, God, more, please. I want more of your goodness, more of your kindness, more of your abundance, more of your love, more of your generosity, more of your everything that is great and powerful about you. I want it. That's the words I'm saying to God. I want it, God. Pour it into me. So I'm gonna give y'all rich girl assignment today. I want y'all to reconnect with goodness. And before you can probably step into gratitude, sometimes we need to identify the disconnection from what happened in the first place. So let's just say a light bill. Because Miss Georgia Power sent me one for $700. I'm just like, are you freaking kidding me? I get we had them 100-degree days, but y'all playing in people's face. But but if it gets disconnected, it's because you ain't paid the bill. That's how you identify the root cause of why it was cut off, why it was disconnected. I need y'all to identify what was the root cause that caused you to disconnect from thinking the very best, embracing the very best that life has to offer. What is the root cause? Was it childhood trauma? Because some of us come from parents who was just people who wasn't ready. And sometimes they was doing the best that they could. Sometimes we got to accept them as humans, forgive them, and celebrate the strengths. That's what I had to do. I had to think about, could I walk in my mother's shoes? You did all the things. You went to college, you got married, you had kids, and then you look up and you was a widower at the age of 26. Now you over here with 2 kids and you don't know what to do. In a time where women couldn't even get a credit card, women couldn't even get a lease, women couldn't even do. Women had no autonomy over their body. Women had no really real rights. Then you add black on top of it. She made a perfect score on the merit exam to be a social worker, and they paid her $5,000 a year. That's $416 a month. And people say, how you end up being raised in the housing projects? I paid more than they paid her in a month for new edition tickets. So I had to ask myself, can I walk in my mother's shoes? The answer was no. So I had to give a lot more grace and be grateful for the good that she gave me and give her grace for the things that she had to do the very best with. She also was an orphan with a mother who was an alcoholic who abandoned her. So she had no roadmap. So just to be the great mother that she was to me was something that she just decided to reverse and not be anything her mother was. And that was brilliant for somebody who was so young, even though my mother was 23 when she had me. Now, some of it could be work trauma, because a lot of these jobs is just woo child, and we're going to talk about that more in the corporate conversation. It could be spousal trauma. And a lot of people think spousal trauma is, oh, he beat me. You told Harpo to beat me. No, some of that spousal trauma. I got a lot of friends who are being financially depleted by their spouse's poor decisions. One of them, every time they look up, he got speeding tickets. It's so bad that the car insurance is more than the car note. Some of it is spousal trauma because the spouse left. I ain't the one. Because I'm going to be like, girl, you better throw a party and invite me. No, I'm just kidding. I ain't going to start no stuff. But if you cause the divorce, forgive yourself. If you're unhappy in a current relationship, marriage, whatever the case may be, if it is safe, leave instantly. If it's not safe, you need to be getting an exit plan. And let me tell you something, if I was in a relationship where my safety was in question, I would be and got me a passport and I would went to the other side of the world. Cause usually abusive man, he ain't gonna be able to get no passport. But I'm gonna just leave that alone. But whatever you gotta do, I want y'all to choose peace over chaos. Some of y'all are dealing with the disappointment of kids. If them children is grown, let them be grown. If you did the very best you can, you now it's their turn to live the life. Even if you weren't a great mother, forgive yourself. Because a lot, and I have had friends who were teen moms who had children when they was 14, they still beat themselves up. I'm like, baby, you was a child. You tried to you stepped into a grown act, which was having sex, and you ended up with a grown result, but you was still a child. And so you was growing up with the child. So you was gonna make a whole bunch of mistakes. So sometimes we gotta forgive ourselves if we weren't the great best parent. And apologize to your children, give them an opportunity and give them however much time that they need to forgive you. And the worst one is a lot of times the root cause of us not embracing our joy, our happiness, and being grateful for our existence is the loss of a loved one. Grief goes deep and it never leaves you. But I want you to ask yourself if you're stuck in sorrow or living without joy. Grief is just missing love. It's it's that space where love used to be and it's missing. But as you go on, the grief is never gonna go away. You're gonna have some days. But I want you to ask yourself if your loved one was standing in front of you, you got to talk to them one more time. Would you want to stand there sad, unhappy, lost, inability to embrace joy? Would they want that for you? And that was one of the things, and I've had to do therapy. So that's the reason why I'm able to even have this conversation with you all without a whole meltdown, because I had to go through counseling. I used my copay because my mother sacrificed everything for me to be a great woman. And the last thing she want me to do is waste all of her hard work in depression, because that was me. Wouldn't open, I wouldn't open blinds. I still will not even rent an apartment that has blinds. If your apartment got blinds, it's not for me, because I was looking through blinds when I got to my mother's house and she was on the floor having a stroke. So, oh no, 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 ma'am, no blinds for me. So it took me a minute to be able to celebrate the love that she gave me, the sacrifice, all of the goodness that she taught me, all of the great things, because I had to deal with my own selfishness, because it was unfair of me to reduce her great life to the last 2 months of her life when she was in the hospital. She went from orphanage to PhD. And I got the gall to reduce her life to 60 freaking days. So now I celebrate her life. Every time I see 329 on the clock, I used to get sad. Now I get happy. My mother's birthday is March 29th. So when I see that 329, I smile because I know she's watching over me. So after you identify your sadness, what's causing you not to embrace your joy, what's causing you not to be happy, what's causing you not to be grateful, what's causing you not to enjoy this life, then I want you to start practicing goodness again. And it may be slow. You ain't got to rush. Unless you're 80 years old, you might want to hurry up then. But just slowly start practicing goodness again. And here's something I want y'all to do. In the morning, I want y'all to just identify 3 to 5 good things that you expect today. Because we also got to get into the law of expectation. Expect good, expect wealth, expect joy, expect generosity, expect the very best, expect opportunities, expect doors to open, expect joy, expect fantastic things like me, expect opulence, expect the finest things that life has to offer, expect it, and start preparing it. They building a new high rise right across my window. I've been sitting here watching them build it. Guess what I said, God? I said, okay, God, I'm very thankful because I already done claimed my penthouse over there. God, make sure it's laid out to utter perfection. And like I said, expect good things. It could be fresh air. It could be It's sometimes I'm sitting in here, and because when you're high up, sometimes you won't get to really hear the birds sing. So, like, if I hear one that's singing, I'd be like, look at you, they came on up here in this little altitude. You better chirp your ass off back. But I enjoy something so small. I love after the rain. I love to watch a rainbow. It could be small, big. I'm thankful for the operation of my body. I'm thankful for somewhere to, to live, because there's some people that don't have nowhere to live. So I want you to be expecting miracles, expecting abundance, expecting overflow, expecting more money than you've ever seen, expecting better people than you've ever seen, expect it to be in the rooms that you didn't even think you was going to be in. But then at night, I want you to take inventory and thank God for all of the good things that happen. And it could be just fresh air. You could have just had a bottle of clean water, because somebody don't have that. You sitting over there with your big your big bottle of water that's all nice and clean and purified. It's somebody having to drink, trying to drink water out of a creek. I want you to take inventory of travel mercies, cars that worked, a job that you had to, a bill that you got to be able to pay. Because there's some people, somebody didn't have enough to pay theirs. So I don't care if it was a $60 metro bill. Thank you, God, more please. I don't care if it was $20 or $30. I want you to take inventory and give gratitude at the end of your day. And then I want you to prepare your next day. I want you to call in goodness. God, thank you for this wonderful day. And thank you for making tomorrow wonderful as well. I expect wonderful things to happen to me, and I am grateful. So let me give you y'all affirmation. Today I call in gratitude. I expect blessings and I see them all around me. I thank God for small things and the great things. I refuse to take goodness for granted. I magnify the good and I release the bad. I choose peace. I choose power. I choose joy. I fall in love again with the beauty of life. I am favored. I am blessed. I am guided and I am safe. And thank you, God. More, please. And so it is.